blizzards, it can kill over 400 people in the United States each year, and
What is a blizzard? A blizzard is a severe snowstorm characterized by strong, sustained winds of at least 56 kilometers per hour, 45 miles per hour, and lasting for an extended period of time, typically 3 hours or more. A ground blizzard is a weather condition where snow is not falling, but loose snow on the ground is lifted and blown by strong winds.
Where do blizzards occur and why? Some areas are more likely to be hit by blizzards than others, but a blizzard can occur in any place where snow falls. In the U.S., blizzards happen often in the northeastern states and the northern plains. In these areas, blizzards can occur multiple times each winter. This map shows North Dakota is the most Three things are needed to make a blizzard. Cold air below freezing is needed to make snow. For snow to fall to the ground, the temperature must be cold both up in the clouds where the snowflakes form and down at ground level. If the air near the ground level is too warm, then the snow will melt on its way down, changing to rain or freezing rain. Moisture is needed to form clouds and precipitation. Moisture in the air is called water vapor. Air blowing across the body of water, such as a large lake or the ocean, is an excellent source of water vapor. As wind moves air over the water, some water evaporates from the surface, putting vapor into the air. This is how wake effect snowstorms and nor'easters pick up so much moisture. However, cold air is not able to hold much water vapor. In fact, very cold air does not take very much snow. Warm, rising air is needed to form clouds and cause precipitation. For a blizzard to form, warm air must rise over cold air. There are two ways this may happen. Wind pulls cold air over the equator from the poles and brings warm air towards the poles from the equator. When warm air and cold air are brought together, a front is formed and precipitation occurs. Warm air can also rise to form clouds and blizzard snows as it falls.
Blizzard rating scales. The Northeast Snowfall Impact Scale, NESIS, developed in 2004, characterizes, measures, and ranks Northeast snowstorms. These storms have large areas of 10-inch snowfall accumulations and greater. NESIS has 5 categories. 5 equals extreme, 4 crippling, 3 major, 2 significant, and 1 notable. The scores are a function of the area affected by the snowstorm, the amount of snow, and the number of people living in the path of the storm. Category 1, NESIS value 1 to 2.499. Description notable. Category 2, NESIS value 2.5 to 3.99 significant. Category 3, 4 to 5.99 major. Category 4, NESIS value 6 to 9.99 crippling, and category 5, 10 and up extreme. The NESIS was the basic for the advanced rating scale known as the Regional Snowfall Index, RSI. The RSI used the same 5 categories as the NESIS, but it's calculated differently for each of the 6 climate regions in the U.S. The RSI takes into account lower fall lower snowfall amounts in areas that aren't used to snow. But both of these scales are used to rank storms against the historical storms. They don't help with forecasting. Here are some facts about blizzards. Blizzards often cause severe damage to buildings and can bury structures under many feet of drift snow. Rochester, New York is the snowiest large city in U.S., averaging 94 inches of snow a year. Some of the most memorable blizzards in the U.S. have occurred on the East Coast, known as nor'easters. The storms stall over the coast and last anywhere from 12 to 24 hours, with snow amounts measured in feet rather than inches. If caught outside in a blizzard, it is not a good idea to eat snow because it will lower your body temperature. It's best to melt the snow first.
How to prepare for a blizzard. Well, before a storm hits, make sure that you have at least a 3-day supply of non-perishable foods, water, first aid supplies, pet supplies, batteries, canned heat, flashlights, candles, heating fuel, and any required medications in case you become isolated in your home by heavy snow, ice, or fallen trees.
How to survive a blizzard. Stay indoors and dress warmly. Eat regularly. Drink water. If you must go outside, wear layered clothing, mittens, and a hat. Watch for signs of hypothermia and frostbite. Keep dry. If you must drive, carry a cell phone. Keep the gas tank full.
Deaths from blizzards. Everyone is potentially at risk during winter storms. The actual threat to you depends on your specific situation. Recent observations indicate the following. Deaths related to ice and snow. About 70% occur in automobiles. About 25% are people caught out in the storm. A majority are males over 40 years old. Deaths related to exposure to cold. 50% are people over 60 years old. Over 75% are males. About 20% occur in the home.
There are many important blizzards in history. The blizzard of 1888. Notable nor'easters included the Great Blizzard of 1888, one of the worst blizzards in U.S. history. It dropped 100 to 130 centimeters, or 40 to 50 inches of snow, and had sustained winds of more than 45 miles per hour, or 72 kilometers per hour, that produced snowdrifts in excess of 50 feet or 15 meters. In the Great Blizzard of 1888, snowfalls of 40 to 50 inches fell in parts of New Jersey, New York, MA, and CT, and produced snowdrifts of more than 50 feet. Railroads were shut down and people were confined in their houses for up to a week. People tried to go to work for fear of losing their jobs, and almost 30 of them in New York alone froze to death on their way home after they found there was no electricity. More than 400 people died during this blizzard.
The blizzard of 1972. The 1972 Iran blizzard, which caused 4,000 reported deaths, was the deadliest blizzard in recorded history, dropping as much as 26 feet, 7.9 meters of snow. It completely covered 200 villages. After snowfall lasting nearly a week, an area the size of Wisconsin was entirely buried in snow.
The blizzard of 1978. The northeastern United States blizzard of 1978 was a catastrophic historical nor'easter that struck New England, New Jersey, and the New York metropolitan area. The blizzard of 78 formed on Sunday, February 5th, 1978, and broke up on February 7th. The blizzard killed about 100 people and injured about 4,500.
The storm of the century, 1993. This large cyclonic storm took place from March 12th to 15th, 1993. The storm complex was large and widespread, affecting at least 26 U.S. states and much of the eastern Canada. It brought in cold air along with heavy precipitation and hurricane-force winds, which ultimately caused a blizzard over the affected area. This also included thundersnow from Georgia to Pennsylvania and widespread whiteout conditions. Snow flurries were seen in the air as far south as Jacksonville, Florida, and some areas of central Florida received a trace of snow. Some areas affected in the Appalachian Mountain region saw 5 feet of snow, and snowdrifts as high as 35 feet. Record cold temperatures were seen across portions of the south and east of the U.S. in the wake of this storm. In the United States, the storm was responsible for the loss of electric power to more than 10 million households. An estimated 40% of the country's population experienced the effects of the storm, with a total of 208 fatalities. This storm was one of only 2 blizzards rated a Category 5 on the RSI scale. The blizzard of 1996. The blizzard of 1996 was a severe nor'easter that hit the United States East Coast with up to 4 feet of wind-driven snow from January 6th to January 8th, 1996. It was followed shortly after by another storm on January 12th. Then, unusually warm weather and heavy rain which caused rapid melting and river flooding. New York City's Central Park officially recorded 20.2 inches, but many locations in the other boroughs and suburbs recorded over 30 inches of snow. Schools in New York City's boroughs closed because of snow for the first time since the blizzard of 1978, 18 years earlier. Some areas of the Northeast received almost 4 feet of snow. Along with the 1993 storm of the century, it is one of the only 2 snowstorms to receive the top rating of 5 on the RSI scale.
The blizzard of 2016. The January 2016 United States blizzard was a crippling and historic nor'easter blizzard that produced up to 3 feet of snow in parts of the mid-Atlantic and northeast United States from January 22 to 24th, 2016. The death toll was 50.
Blizzards are becoming more common. The graph shows the number of blizzards that have happened in the U.S., starting from the year 1960 to the year 2014. JJA stands for June, July, and August. MAM stands for March, April, and May. DJF stands for December, January, and February. SON stands for September, October, and November. As you can see, the
Humans may be the cause that makes so many blizzards each year. Global warming is causing less snow to fall and more blizzards to form. Global warming is heating up our planet, causing warmer air to form. As we already said, blizzards need warm, rising air to form. This is causing more blizzards. If we emit our air pollution of carbon dioxide, then we stop global warming. If global warming stops, then less blizzards would happen.
Let's review. Blizzards are severe snowstorms characterized by strong winds of at least 35 miles per hour and lasting for an extended period of time. Blizzards can kill 400 people in the United States each year and many more in the entire world. Make sure you have non-perishable food, canned heat, water, flashlights, warmed clothing, and medication on hand to prepare for blizzards. You can survive a blizzard by staying inside and dressing warmly, eating regularly, drinking water, layering up in clothing when going outside, watching for signs of hypothermia and frostbite, keeping dry, and driving with a cell phone and a full gas tank. Blizzards are ranked in severity by a scale called the NESIS, Northeast Snowfall Impact Scale, later changed to RSI, Regional Snowfall Index. These scales take into account the amount of snow that fell as well as the number of people living in that area who are affected. Blizzards are ranked from Category 1, Notable, to Category 5, Extreme. There have only been 2 Category 5 storms in the U.S. These scales do not help with forecasting. There were many important blizzards in history: the blizzard of 1888, the Iranian blizzard of 1972, the deadliest blizzard of all time, the blizzard of 1978, the 1993 storm of the century, the blizzard of 1996, and the blizzard of 2016. Blizzards can happen any place where snow falls. In the U.S., blizzards happen often in the northeastern states and in northern plains. In these areas, blizzards can occur multiple times each winter. North Dakota is the most probable place in the U.S. to have a blizzard. The 3 things necessary to form a snowstorm are cold air, moisture, and warm rising air. The temperature must be cold in the clouds and on the ground to form a snowflake. A snowstorm becomes a blizzard when snow is combined with wind over 35 miles per hour. Sometimes blizzards are created by strong winds picking up snow that has already fallen. This is known as a ground blizzard. Research has shown that blizzards are happening more often. Humans may be the cause of so many blizzards each year. As we already said, blizzards need warm rising air to form. Global warming is heating up our planet. This is causing more blizzards. If we limit our air pollution, and in the form of carbon dioxide, then we can slow or prevent global warming. If global warming stops, then fewer blizzards would happen. That's all you learned. Glossary. Here are some words that you may not have known. Blizzard. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm characterized by strong sustained winds of at least 56 kilometers an hour, 35 miles per hour, and lasting for an extended period of time, typically 3 hours or more. Canned heat. Fuel made from jellied alcohol and contained in a canister with a removable top, designed to be burned directly from that canister. Carbon dioxide, a colorless, odorless gas produced by burning carbon. It is naturally present in the air, about 0.03%, and is absorbed by plants in photosynthesis. Frostbite, an injury caused by freezing of the skin and underlying tissues. First, your skin becomes very cold and red, then numb, hard, and pale. Frostbite is the most common on the fingers, toes, nose, ears, cheeks, and chin. Exposed skin in the cold, windy weather is most vulnerable to frostbite. Global warming. Global warming is the long-term rise in the average temperature of the Earth's climate system. It is a major aspect of climate change and has been demonstrated by direct temperature measurements and by measurements of various effects of the warming. Global warming and climate change are often used interchangeably. How is global warming happening? The sun's UV ultraviolet rays and heat come down into the Earth's atmosphere. All our machines and cars send out pollution like carbon dioxide, CO2. Carbon dioxide gets stuck in our atmosphere, and when the UV rays come in, they can't come out because the carbon dioxide layer acts like a greenhouse. So in simpler terms, the heat comes in and reflects off the ground and tries to go back into space, but the layer of carbon dioxide prevents it from doing so. Then, Earth would get hotter and hotter, but plants breathe in carbon dioxide and put out oxygen. That's why Earth is not over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit by now. That's why Venus is about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. They have no plants to help them, but plants can only do so much for us. We need to help ourselves as well. Ground blizzard. A ground blizzard is a weather condition where snow is not falling, but loose snow on the ground is lifted and blown by strong winds. Hypothermia. When your body loses heat faster than it can produce heat, causing dangerously low body temperature. Normal body temperature is around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Hypothermia occurs when your body temperature falls below 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Nor'easter. A A storm along the east coast of North America with winds coming from the northeast. These storms may occur at any time of year, but are most frequent and violent between September and April. They nearly always have heavy rain of snow, gale-force winds, rough seas, and coastal flooding. Snow squall. A brief intense snow shower accompanied by strong winds that usually last only 30 to 60 minutes. Accumulation may be significant. Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet UV radiation is a type of energy produced by the sun and some artificial sources, such as solariums. The sun's ultraviolet UV radiation is the main cause of skin cancer. UV damage also causes sunburn, tanning, premature aging, and wind chill. A measure of the cooling effect of wind on the temperature of the air. As wind increases, the wind chill gets lower. For example, on a chart, you can see if the actual temperature is 10 degrees Fahrenheit, combined with a wind speed of 35 miles per hour, the wind chill or real feel is minus 35 degrees Fahrenheit and in the yellow danger zone.